Hi everybody, I'm Scotty Gange. This week on Be Better, we sat down with Darren Pitzner, head girls basketball coach at Green Mountain. The Rams are currently undefeated and are the top team in the 4A division. Our conversation was simple and full of truth. Maximize your potential and help a friend out along the way. Positivity. Hope you enjoy it.
As far as the whole family of our program, I'm excited to get past this to where we can get everybody in the gym together again, because that's a staple of our program, is everybody warming up together and swinging back and forth between the courts, and just that great energy of all three teams, one family of basketball, one program working together. And so we miss that, so we're excited to get that back.
I bet. Hey, with the challenges this year, and like you said, there's so many cohorts and everybody's split up, and it's just different this season. How have you as a leader kept positivity around your program?
It's challenging sometimes. Yeah. It's challenging. Sometimes if we're struggling, we have a dance that we do. It's called the happy dance, where we literally, it's a dance that you do where it forces you to smile almost. It's hard to, you can't, it's like a warm-up activity that we do. You can't, I won't demonstrate it because it's not.
There's nobody here.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be pretty.
Watching.
It wouldn't be pretty. But it's the happy dance, because you got to get rid of that negative energy, and it's different this year. I've had to be more patient with our kids when they're kind of chatty and they're not super focused. And normally you want to say like, "Hey, let's get after it," but then you realize that the kids are remote 99% of their lives right now. So they come here and it's like social hour. And honestly, this year I'm okay with it, because I'd rather they have some semblance of normalcy, just a little bit through their lives. And if that means they're going to be kind of like laughing and chatting during warm-ups, I can deal with that this year. I can deal with that, because they just don't get enough of that, and it's a challenge. It's been a hard year for them.
You mentioned earlier you and your program take a lot of pride in high standards in every sense of the term. Why is that for you?
Our kids, whether you're we've got the returning league MVP on our team, and we've got kids who have barely ever picked up a basketball on our level 3 team, and everywhere in between. So no matter how much talent you're given, you've got to make the most of it. I think very few kids go through high school and can look back with no regret. I think it's super, super rare to say, I actually did my best every day to become the best version of myself, the best teammate, the best individual player, then the best I did the very best I could with all of my opportunities. I mean, so few people can actually say that. So if you were born with the most talent, I mean, to whom much is given, much is expected. And so your work ethic needs to be up here to match what you've given, because there's a million kids down here who would kill to have that much talent. And so what we try to do is just make sure that if you're a talented kid, that you can't take it easy. We're going to be as demanding or even more on you to help you become your best. And for our kids who are building up, to encourage them. And our lower coaches, Connie and Haley, are unbelievably patient and loving and giving of their time. They've got kids of all different levels of talent that they're all trying to just help them to get to the next level, but also help them to become better people and have high standards for their behavior off the court and for being great sports. And we've been lucky enough to win some games here at Green Mountain, but to win with class and to be great teammates, I have to educate my kids that, hey, sure, it's fun to win games, but we need to in the process, we need to be great leaders and great teammates as we do that.
You say it's a thing of passion, right? You've always been fiery. How's that changed from year 1 to 6?
Well, we're lucky enough to have a ton of talent come through right now. But I mean, even in the first year when we didn't have as much talent and we were getting smoked, our league had a bunch of Division I recruits, and so we were undermanned most of the time. But it really, coaching doesn't really change. At Green Mountain, we're lucky enough to have all this talent right now, but all the coaches across the state, whether they're the worst 1A team or the top 5A team, everybody's just trying to maneuver through and just help their kids. There's very selfless coaches in Colorado. It's a great fraternity of individuals, and it's fun to get to be friends with more coaches here in Colorado, and fun to get to know them. And as far as my style, I don't think it's changed a whole lot. Like right now we have a lot of talent, but we're still I'm still pacing and sweating whether we're up 30 or down 30, because you got to keep the standards high no matter whether you have a lot of talent or you don't. You have to keep outworking and keep improving, and you have to be coachable, and you got to have high standards for your kids, and our girls respond really well to that. And it's kind of funny, sometimes you'll be winning a game by a ton, and I'll be on them because hey, we just missed a box out, and they're like, Coach, we're up by 35. I'm like, hey, it doesn't matter. You got to maintain that standard all the time. And it was the same thing when we were down by 30, and then to come back, maybe the next time we played a team that beat us by 35, maybe we lost by 10. And hey, we're moving the right direction, and we've still got high standards. And whether they're the top team or the bottom team, like I'm proud of the Conifer coach this year. They were 0-13 on Monday night, and they won their last game by 1 point. And I'll bet you their girls celebrated like they won the league championship because they got better through the season. And so that's, I think, what it's all about.
I was just going to ask, for 4 years in the program, what is the biggest thing you hope the girls leave your program with?
That's a great question, and such a huge question. I want them to leave knowing that they had a family of basketball friends and coaches and parents who really cared about them, knowing that they did their best, that even when Coach was on them, when Coach pushed them, it came from a place of love. Our friends over at Lakewood, that Coach Poison, is very demanding, but his kids know that it comes from love. And so by pushing them, sure, it might upset them, it might be frustrated at the time, like Coach is dogging me, Coach is on me. Maybe I want to roll my eyes at Coach because I don't know why I have to do this drill or why I have to run, but it comes from love, and it comes from helping you to develop the right habits so that you can look back and maybe you won't even tangibly say like, oh, basketball was awesome. I hope that you had fun. I hope that you loved it. But I also, more importantly, I hope that it impacted your life and helped you to become a better worker, a better teammate, help you have better habits, help you have more friends, just a more positive environment, and that it helped you provide some structure through high school so that you were more successful in your academics and you developed the right habits. And that's really the goal. And winning games is fun, but I hope our girls understand we would rather lose every game and have you be successful and have you gain something from this than win games at any cost.
It's a fantastic way to put it, Coach. Fantastic. My favorite question I always like to end things out on, is there any quote or life philosophy or anything like that that you stick to the most, the way you carry your life?
I think for our kids, the best way to find yourself sometimes is to lose yourself in the service of others. I think it's from Gandhi, and I think it's so important because our kids have been given a lot of gifts. A lot of our kids are the most popular girls in school. There's a lot of kids in school here who would love to have the talent that our kids do, and the friend group and the support group that our kids do. So we've got to lose ourselves in the service of others and impacting others and reaching out and making a friend and helping out with bagging meals. And we've got for all the food insecure in Colorado, and our girls have got to be involved in that stuff. And they're doing some of that, and we need to keep up with that because we've been given a lot of gifts, and we've got to impact people. We've got to. There's a lot of kids who are struggling. A lot of our girls, they have friends who maybe they don't even know it who are struggling, and we've got to continue to reach out and to make a difference for those kids. And when we do that, then we can take our small basketball family of around 30 girls, and we can hopefully impact a lot more people than that.
Continuous 100% effort all the time and give back to others, make a difference just a little bit as it goes, huh?
Yeah, it's huge. The effort, you bet, to make the most of the gifts and the opportunity that you have, and the acts of service to make someone else's life today just a little bit better, to impact somebody, to make somebody feel a little bit better, because there's a mental health crisis right now, and we have the opportunity to make a small difference to make that better versus making that worse. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of such an easy ability to get wrapped up into negativity on social media for our kids, and to be above that and to find ways to make a positive difference for someone else is so huge right now, because there are too many negative factors in kids' lives right now. And we need to be a beacon of light to shine some of the positive factors and to hopefully create a snowball effect for our friends and the other girls that our kids talk to.
Be a beacon of light, nothing but positivity today, Coach. Thank you so much for the time.
Thanks, Scotty. You bet. Sure.